Hello, hello, Sagittarius. It's your turn for your reading. I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to read into January and then 2020, what the energies are for you guys. I feel like a lot of Sagittarius have done a lot of healing this year, have really expanded their consciousness in some way. I think a lot of Sagittarius, had to make really hard, life-changing decisions and choices for the betterment of themselves and coming out of, whatever detriment of decisions of the past. I really feel like connected with Sagittarius this year because I feel like I've done a lot of healing from my past, dealing with the Sagittarius, but I feel like when it comes to Sagittarius, they've done a lot of these dark shadow aspects of themselves in 2009 that I feel like a lot of things came up for you guys so you can not run from them. And I think a lot of you tried to maybe stuff down your emotions about things that maybe in the past you thought you had resolved. And I feel like there have been probably some people that have helped you get out of this situation of whether it was abuse by family, whether it was abuse inner child that was not loved properly. And I feel like a lot of you, have done a lot of this shadow work I'm getting. And I feel like 2020 is pushing you further to, expand more on what you've been taught this year, to expand on, a greater understanding, maybe in some way in teaching, maybe in some way using the tools that you've learned for the past few years to help others. And I feel like some of them, you've inspired people to move forward, and you've helped people to move forward in some way energetically, or you've helped people in some way to maybe work on themselves in some way. But I do feel like 2020 may be a very difficult year for you guys, especially, for the few months that Jupiter is out of your sign. It's in Capricorn. So I do send you all the love and healing your way for 2020, because I feel like it's going to be challenging not to maybe expect things to gradually flow to you, and learning and relearning how to manage things from a different perspective, a different energy. But I feel like Capricorn in some way will ground you this year in not being so compulsive, in not being so risk-taking in a way, but being more still and in the moment instead of always trying to go to the next thing. And I feel like it's going to slow you down, not in a bad way, but slow you down to really stop overspending if you've been overspending, and really take in Capricorn energy to be more in tune with your present moment, and to relax more, and to, feel good about yourself. But I do feel a lot of imbalances here. So let's get into the cards for January. We have the Strength card, Justice card, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, the Death card, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and 3 of Cups. So this could be an indication of what you have been going through, but I feel like for January, stepping up and taking courage within yourself to really step into maybe a position, role, leadership of some kind. It could be something that you're dealing with in January when it comes to legal battles, legal situations, legal documents. It could be, for some of you, maybe divorce. It could be something that has to do with getting your justice. sir, I do feel like this year, in 2020, 19, helped you to come to where you are now. And I feel like a lot of you have been in and out of situations, maybe relationships, and you weren't finding fulfillment, so you went elsewhere. And I feel like a lot of in and out. But I feel like in 2020, which is January, I feel like you're receiving, you could be dealing with a Taurus in some way, I'm feeling, because this is kind of familiar to Taurus reading. Um, you're you're benefiting and um, the harvest of what you've been putting the time and effort into something, and you're starting to see things in reality. And I feel like with the Capricorn energy, it could bless you in some way financially, but I feel like there's going to be justice due, whether it's a good thing or bad thing. But I do feel like it's a lot of good energy coming to you, a lot of maybe celebration. 10 is all about completion, so there could be something involving family dynamic situations, that things are going to balance out between you and family if there's been any conflicts. I do feel like financially things may be slow, but with the 9 of Pentacles right by the 10 of Cups, I feel like you're getting in some way, everything that you've put into time and effort into, it's going to start paying off. So I do feel like you're going to receive a lot of good things in the month of January. For some of you, you could be dealing with 3 signs, like I said, Taurus, I was feeling right away. Leo, Libra, or Scorpio. I do feel like there's a lot of transformations you're going to go through in the month of January when it comes to getting out of this stuck energy, moving forward. It could be traveling, it could be in some way communicating in a dynamic friendship or relationship. I do feel like some type of celebration going on in the month of January where you're feeling good and lively. But at the same time, I do feel like with the death card being right there, there's a lot of things. Maybe you're still trying to recover from 2019 in January, and you're going to move through it in some way when you get out of this stuck energy. And I feel like you could have given a lot to a job situation, I feel like, and maybe that had to take a lot of courage for you to speak up about something involving a job situation, and you're starting to reap the benefits of it. But I feel like it's transforming you and others in some way to really start moving forward in your life and not feeling stuck and stagnant. But I feel like you're going to move forward on something in January. Let me shuffle the cards and get the rest of the cards. Alright. I also felt too that some of you Sagittarius, maybe this past year or so, you haven't been treated well at a job. I got the feeling of maybe in some way you gave a lot to a situation, whether in a relationship or job, that wasn't really serving you. And I feel like for some of you, you got out of it and maybe got into something more solid and more stable, whether that's job or love and relationship. Alright, so what I was getting the feeling of, a lot of you, I feel like 2020 in some way is going to bring union within yourself. Because I feel like if you've been in a bad relationship, or in some way it is career that they're talking about, it's coming into a better balancing, healing time for you guys in 2020. So January, you have the Lover's card. So that could be a union with someone. It could be in some way, like I said, a balance within yourself. You know, you've done a lot of the work, the healing to um, to get to the place that you need to get in your life. February, you have the Two of Cups. So again, that is kind of like kind of the soulmate energy. I do feel like it's coming in union with yourself or another person. It's also things balancing out too. Um, things are coming into union of some sort, whether it's in balance with a soulmate connection or someone that you have had ties with, um, or with yourself. So I do feel like January and February are a good time of balance. Um, January, February, March, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So I do feel like you're starting to see things come into fruition. You're starting to things, maybe it is in a love connection or a job career, where you're starting to see all the work that you put into something is starting to grow, is starting to blossom, whether it's love or a job unfilling for some of you. And then April, you have the Four of Pentacles. So maybe in some way it's insisting you're not holding back anything, or anything maybe of the past that you've been holding on to, whether it's past connections or past relationships or friendships that really did not serve your best interest. And I feel like you're starting to get into new things, new situations, new people. And so May, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like you're very creative at this time. You're at work, putting in more work to maybe splurge yourself, maybe go on something like a vacation or something in May. But I'm feeling a lot of work you're putting into something. Alright, so June, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So whenever I see the Queen of Pentacles, I always think she's kind of a woman that has everything, but kind of is, there's still something missing. So maybe there's a feeling of isolation, maybe feeling like you have everything, but there's just maybe something missing, maybe another pentacle that you don't have, or something missing. And I feel like it's about getting in balance with that and really taking what you have and being more grateful with it. Alright, so July, you have the Tower card. So I'm feeling with the Tower card, it could indicate, we have Uranus for the next 7 years in Taurus and Aquarius. So maybe something with those two signs coming up. But I do feel like there could be some transformation going on, some shakeup, maybe in the home dynamic situation that maybe you're dealing with at work or something. But I feel like it's about your foundations and restructuring everything that you can start from scratch, or you can use whatever happened in June to create better life for you and another, or just, honestly taking this tower moment, whatever's coming at you, head on, and, starting from scratch, starting from zero and feeling. So August, you have the Temperance card. So it's funny because this is not really your season, but I feel like Leo season is going to help you get in balance again. If you've been feeling off, if you've been feeling like not in your element, I feel like the Temperance card, which is your card, Sagittarius, is going to help you get in alignment with being in better terms with yourself, better terms with others. It could be also a time of healing, reflection, and things that you're putting the effort in. Maybe you need to take it easy. And so September, you have the Five of Swords. So cutting things out, working on a strategizing plan, maybe in some way cutting people out, situations, so you can recover. Maybe it's your mental health, maybe feeling like a mental block, like you're in between two worlds, and you got these two swords on the ground, but you're kind of like in between, like juggling two things. But I feel like there needs to be something that can be let go, or something needs to let go, so you can have clear passageway or clear mind on something, so you can recover. I'm feeling And so October, you have the eight of swords. So I feel like it's coming to a place of being real with yourself, realizing that you may feel a little trapped, and getting out of this mind trick that maybe you're in, or the mind trapment, or feeling trapped, stuck. Maybe it is a job, maybe it is a situation that you're feeling trapped, and I feel like it's only you have the power to get out of it, I'm feeling, and get the blindfolds off and really see that there is another path for you to take. Many paths, I'm feeling, to get out of this stuck energy. And then November, you have the Six of Swords. So this could be a form of travel, a form of recovery, a form of, going in a direction that's more calmer, more easy for you, and being able to, you know, let go of something or walk away from something so you can have a clear passage. I also feel like this is a clear of travel, and it's really weird. I didn't even notice this, but there's a child right here. So maybe something that has to do with child, or your own child, going on a travel, or going on something, or maybe something that has to involve the child, you know, just very significant. Maybe you're pregnant in some way. I don't know. Something that has to do with a child. Maybe this child had a difficult journey, and you're getting this child out of a bad situation in some way if you're a parent. But I'm just feeling like this has to do with a child for some reason. Um, and then December, you have the Ten of Swords. So I do feel like it's a card of recovery and completion at the same time. So maybe that's something that happens in November. It's time for you to recover. It's time for you to really, get back where you need to get back. It's also about, you know, taking these swords out of your back if you've been feeling a little betrayed by someone, or feeling stuck or stagnant, feel like you can't move in life. It's about recovery. So I feel like that's a month of recovery. So also too, I want to say that in May, there's a whole transition happening where the North Node is going into Gemini, and the South Node is going into Sagittarius. So I do feel like this is a good year for you. But with it being your sign Jupiter, which you're ruled by Jupiter, is in Capricorn, I do feel like it's gonna be a lot to take in and intense for you. But I do feel like you're gonna get through it. I just feel like you're gonna have to restructure, like reorganize things, where you're not so compulsive, or you're not so rash, you're not so, like your normal self, where you want to go and expand on things and create things. But it's more about, getting in balance with your life and checking on, who you are as a person. So I wish you guys the best. Bye bye.